There are several reasons why profile pictures on certain platforms are only 6 kilobytes. Firstly, image optimization. Images are compressed to reduce their file size while still maintaining acceptable visual quality. This involves removing redundant data and optimizing pixel values. Optimized image formats like JPEG and PNG can further reduce file size without compromising visual quality. Images may also be resized to smaller dimensions, which reduces the number of pixels and file size. Secondly, platform restrictions. Some platforms may impose strict file size limits for profile pictures, often setting a maximum of a few kilobytes. This forces users to optimize their images to meet this requirement. For platforms with a large number of users, smaller profile picture file sizes can improve loading times and overall performance. Thirdly, technical considerations. Image metadata, such as camera settings and location data, can add to the file size. Removing unnecessary metadata can help reduce the size without affecting the visual appearance. Images may be quantized to reduce the number of colors used, which can result in smaller file sizes. Here are some tips for optimizing your profile pictures. Start with a clear and high-resolution image. Utilize online tools or software to compress and optimize your images. Resize your image to a smaller dimension that meets the platform's requirements. Pay attention to the quality of your optimized image and make sure it does not appear grainy or pixelated. Upload your optimized image to the platform and ensure that it meets both the file size and visual quality requirements. Image compression reduces file size while maintaining acceptable visual quality by removing redundant data and optimizing pixel values. Format optimization can further reduce file size without compromising visual quality by using optimized image formats like JPEG and PNG. Resizing reduces the number of pixels and file size by resizing images to smaller dimensions. Platforms impose file size limits to force users to optimize their images to meet requirements. Performance considerations improve loading times and overall performance by having smaller profile picture file sizes, especially for platforms with many users. Technical considerations involve removing unnecessary metadata like camera settings and location data to reduce file size without affecting visual appearance. Color quantization reduces the number of colors used, resulting in smaller file sizes. Start with a clear, high-resolution image, then use online tools or software to compress and optimize your images. Resize your image to meet platform requirements, and ensure your optimized image maintains good visual quality, avoiding graininess or pixelation. Test the optimized image by uploading it to the platform to check file size and visual quality. Compressing images involves reducing the number of bits required to represent the image data, typically by removing redundant or less important information. Different compression algorithms exist, each with its own trade-offs between file size reduction and image quality. Common image compression techniques include JPEG, which is well suited for photographs and other images with continuous tones, and PNG, which is better for images with sharp lines, text, and graphics. Image resizing involves changing the dimensions of the image, either by increasing or decreasing the number of pixels. Resizing an image to smaller dimensions reduces the file size, but it can also reduce the level of detail. Resizing an image to larger dimensions can improve the level of detail, but it can also increase the file size and introduce artifacts. Metadata refers to data that describes other data. In the context of images, metadata can include information such as the camera settings used to capture the image, the date and time the image was taken, and the location where the image was taken. Metadata can add to the file size of an image, so removing unnecessary metadata can help reduce the file size. Color quantization reduces the number of colors used in an image. This can be done by grouping similar colors together or by mapping colors to a smaller palette. Color quantization can reduce the file size of an image, but it can also reduce the level of detail and introduce artifacts. Choosing a high-resolution image as a starting point ensures that you have enough detail to work with when you optimize the image. This is especially important if you plan to resize the image to smaller dimensions. Image optimization tools can automate the process of compressing, resizing, and removing metadata from images. These tools can save you time and effort, and they can also help you achieve the best possible results. When resizing an image, it's important to choose dimensions that are appropriate for the platform where the image will be used. Some platforms have specific requirements for image dimensions, so be sure to check the platform's documentation before resizing your image. When optimizing an image, it's important to strike a balance between file size and image quality. You want to reduce the file size as much as possible without sacrificing too much visual quality. Be sure to carefully inspect the optimized image to make sure that it looks acceptable. Uploading the optimized image to the platform where it will be used is the best way to ensure that it meets both the file size and visual quality requirements. This will also give you a chance to see how the image looks in the context of the platform's design. Profile pictures, often displayed alongside usernames or profiles, are crucial for online identity. The small file size is a result of several optimization techniques, carefully balancing visual appeal with efficient data management. Image compression is a key factor in reducing file size. Compression algorithms remove redundant data, making the image smaller without significantly impacting perceived quality. Different compression methods exist, each trading off file size for visual fidelity. Lossy compression, like JPEG, achieves high compression ratios by discarding some image data or potentially introducing artifacts if overused. Lossless compression, such as PNG, preserves all original data, resulting in larger files but maintaining perfect image quality. Choosing the right compression method depends on the image content and a desired balance between size and quality. Image resizing directly impacts file size. Reducing the number of pixels reduces the amount of data needed to represent the image. Profile pictures are often displayed at relatively small dimensions, so high-resolution originals can be scaled down significantly without noticeable loss of detail. This process involves resampling the image, which can affect sharpness and clarity. Good resizing algorithms minimize these artifacts, ensuring a visually pleasing result even at smaller dimensions. Platforms often impose strict file size limits on profile pictures for performance reasons. Smaller files load faster, improving the user experience, especially on mobile devices and slower internet connections. These limits force users to optimize their images effectively, using compression and resizing techniques to meet the requirements. Metadata, such as camera settings, date, time, and location data, can add significantly to file size. Removing this unnecessary information reduces the overall file size without affecting the visual appearance of the image. Many image editing tools offer options to strip metadata, streamlining the image for online use. Color quantization reduces the number of colors used in an image, simplifying the color palette. This can significantly reduce file size, especially for images with a wide range of colors. However, excessive color quantization can lead to noticeable color banding or posterization, reducing visual quality. Optimization tools are available to help users achieve the best balance between file size and image quality. These tools often offer a range of options for compression, resizing, metadata removal, and color quantization, allowing users to fine-tune the optimization process. Some tools also provide preview features, allowing users to compare the original image with the optimized version before saving. To optimize your own profile pictures, start with a high-resolution image. This provides more flexibility during the optimization process. Use the image optimization tools to compress and resize the image, experimenting with different settings to find the best balance between file size and quality. Consider the platform's requirements and resize the image accordingly. Remove unnecessary metadata to further reduce file size. Finally, carefully review the optimized image to ensure that it meets your standards for visual quality. By following these tips, you can create profile pictures that are both small in file size and visually appealing. Image compression, format optimization, resizing, platform restrictions, metadata removal, and color quantization are the main components for a profile picture to be reduced down to a certain file size. Start with a high-resolution image, use image optimization tools, consider smaller image dimensions, and preserve visual quality. Once you have done so, test your image by uploading it to the platform and ensure that it meets both file size and visual quality requirements.